Why, it's an album of records. Oh, hello. You know, in tonight's episode, I was looking forward to enjoying a nice hot cup of coffee. The cool autumn-like weather has been rolling in all week, and nothing's better on a cool evening than a nice hot cup of Java. Well, imagine my dismay when I discovered that not only has the summer weather returned today, it's going to be hot all week. Darn this fickle Ohio weather! Well, fear not, coffee drinkers. There is a solution. No, not iced coffee. If you have half a day's foresight, there's something even better. Yes, tonight, we're making cold brew coffee. Now, according to the history books, the first cold brew coffee was made by some of the original Antarctic explorers. Having run out of materials with which to make fire, the only way they could brew coffee was to melt ice with their body heat, add coffee, and let it sit for a while. They never actually reached the South Pole as they had intended, but we know from their ice-encrusted diaries that the resulting cold brew coffee was delicious. You can easily make a similar coffee in your own home without contracting hypothermia or frostbite. I'll show you how. One method is to use cheesecloth as an internal filter. Just fold it over until you have at least 4 layers of thickness. Grind your coffee as you would normally, perhaps a little coarser. I use a hand crank grinder, but use whatever. Pour it out onto the cheesecloth. Fold it around itself, and you can use a string to tie it up, or just tie the entire thing in a knot, like so. Just make sure it's tied securely and that no coffee is going to leak out. Drop it into the pitcher, and then add water. However, I'm going to use a different method, in which you pour the coffee straight into the pitcher and use a second pitcher to strain it. Normally, I'd use a little bit more coffee than this. Use at least as much as you would use for an entire pot of coffee, but adjust it according to your own taste. However much you use, pour it into the pitcher and then fill the pitcher with cold water. Place a lid on the pitcher and put it in the fridge for 10 to 12 hours. Come morning or evening, or when you think it's ready, take it out of the fridge. Get out a wire mesh strainer and a second pitcher. Pour the coffee through the strainer into the second pitcher. Now, I could have made it stronger, but it's not going to be quite as weak as it looks, as it's going to be chock full of nice layered flavors that you wouldn't find in hot brewed coffee. It's also going to be much less acidic than hot brewed coffee and easier on the stomach. Now, most of the grounds will have sunk to the bottom of the pitcher while it was in the fridge, but the strainer will catch any strays. Not a whole lot, as you can see, but probably not something that you want to drink. Now you can enjoy the coffee plain or add the sweetener of your choice. You can also add milk, soy milk, or rice milk for a refreshing iced latte. Oh, it's a record album. Well, it took a while for the coffee to be ready, but it was super easy to make, and it's delicious. Tune in next time for information on something else.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?